Behind the yard in which we played soccer, there was a school and a synagogue. The school looked like a school building, like many other schools. The only recollection I have of the synagogue is that it had a roundish type of a dome. And otherwise, I do not remember very much about the situation at that time. The main situation that I recall is that which occurred just after Kristallnacht, when I came to the school in the morning and I suddenly saw fire coming out of the synagogue, and I was in the yard, and I said, "What happened?" And somebody said to me, "The Nazis have just set the school on fire." I had already come through the streets. Before getting to the school, I was in a streetcar, and in getting to the school, suddenly the streetcar stopped. And why did the streetcar stop? There was so much glass on the tracks that the streetcar couldn't get through to get me to the school. And I sort of looked out the window, and lo and behold, I saw that we were going through a section where there were many stores, and I saw that all the windows in these stores were broken. And there were people inside the stores that were throwing out clothing into the streets. They were throwing furniture out and everything else, and everyone in the streetcar was looking, and nobody understood quite what was going on. The only thing that I could understand is that in this area, most of the stores that I saw that were being destroyed were those owned by Jews. And I began to realize that that this is really part of some sort of an anti-Jewish action. And I had heard earlier on the radio that there was someone named Herschel Greenspan who had shot a German embassy official, I believe in Brussels or in Paris, I don't remember which, and that there was a reaction as a result of this, and this was apparently part of the reaction. So I was kind of scared in the streetcar, and I slunk down on my seat so that nobody would notice me, because I was probably the only Jewish student in the streetcar. Everyone else was a passerby, and I wanted to make sure that nobody even knew that I was there, because if anything, if I could disappear altogether, that would be my safest thing. So I slunk down in the seat. I got off on the streetcar, and when I got off, I ran to the school, and I saw the scene that I just described. There were flames coming out of the synagogue, and I went into the yard, and some of the students said to me, "They've just set fire to everything. You must go home. But you must be very careful, because there are gangs in the street that are attacking Jewish boys. So whatever you do, just watch yourself." So I went out of the schoolyard, and I looked carefully around to see whether anyone was following me or anyone was behind me. And sort of in the shadow of the buildings, I went back, and I found the streetcar, and I sort of hid in the streetcar, and I was happy to get home. The last few meters, I almost ran to make sure I would get out of the street because of the fear of being assaulted.